Welcome into Uptown Charlotte, the new home of the ACC, and once again, the home of ACC tip-off. We are less than 2 weeks away until the 2023-2024 season tips off, and we've got nothing but net with you for the next 9 hours, live all day long from Uptown Charlotte.
Welcome back to ACC Tip-Off here in Uptown Charlotte. The day is moving, Pack, as we
thank God,
ladies and gentlemen.
That beats the alternative.
We have NC State head coach Wes Moore here waiting in the wings as we get ready to talk to him about his NC State Wolfpack. Let's get to know them a little bit. Coach Moore enters his 11th season at the helm for NC State. Under Moore, the Pack have won 20-plus games in 8 straight seasons. Look at the hardware. Along with 6 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances. NC State will be led this year by reigning ACC 6th Player of the Year, Sanaya Rivers, who led the Pack in rebounds, blocks, and steals per game last season, as well as Madison Hayes, who returns for her senior season. Pack have also rebuilt. They're one of 6 teams to bring in 4 recruits from the ESPN Hoop Girls 100, tied for the most in the NCAA. The class will be led by 2023 McDonald's All-American and 9th-ranked recruit Zoe Brooks. You see her right there on your screen, and we are excited to watch her play this season along with that outstanding group. Coach Moore, good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Early morning?
It's time to go. Yeah, really early morning, because I was up till about 1 a.m. watching all the post-game festivities of the Rangers win. So, yeah, it's early morning.
So people who don't know, obviously, you're a Texas guy, big Dallas guy. So you're watching your baseball team win. Big baseball fan, apparently. Didn't know this.
Oh, I love it. Have MLB.com, so I watch about every game. You know, they play 162 of those things.
They do.
So I've seen about all of them, so it's an exciting time.
Well, let me just say this. As you well know, I love my San Francisco Giants.
Yep.
And my boys won 3 World Series titles with Bruce Bochy as the manager. And guess who's now running the show in Texas?
That's right.
That is not a coincidence.
Yeah, I was really fired up when they made that hire. And I believe, didn't y'all win it in odd-numbered years?
10, 12, and 14, and 10 was against Texas.
Yeah, I remember.
Ooh,
so now we're going to have to hope he can get it done on an uneven year.
First time for everything.
That's right.
That's what they say.
And we can talk baseball forever, but we got you here to talk hoops.
Okay.
8 straight seasons of 20-plus. Last year was kind of a crazy year, though, right? A little bit different.
Very
but what did you learn? What did you learn from a season like that?
Yeah, I don't know. We just we had some great wins, including beating Iowa on the road and winning some big ACC games. And then we had some tough losses. So probably the first year in my 34 years as a head coach, first year that it was a little up and down. And, you know, I always use the analogy, I want our team to be like McDonald's French fries. You can be anywhere in the world, and you know when you go to McDonald's, you know what you're getting. And that's the way I want us to be, night in, night out, no matter where we are. I want us to be hot and salty, you know, and didn't quite get it done. So we got to get back to being McDonald's fries. And, you know, y'all can give me a little bit of a kickback anytime, McDonald's.
NIL is a thing. Now, honestly, that might be the best analogy I've ever heard.
I need an NIL deal.
There you go. And he knows if anyone loves McDonald's, it's me. So I feel you, Coach. I'm right there with you.
I'm glad I got in with you.
So as you head into this season, how are you feeling about this group? Because you have 2 of your leaders here today in Sanaya Rivers and Madison Hayes, but you have, like we mentioned, a solid core of freshmen too.
Yeah.
How would you describe the group that you have?
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. A year ago, we had no freshmen. First time ever in my career. And I think it's good to have those young players, and it makes you have to teach a little bit more. But I like it. We've got a good core of veterans that have played prominent roles. Then we got the 4 freshmen, a couple of portal kids, and it's been fun watching them come together off the court, on the court. So it's exciting to have those young kids again, and as a coach, that kind of rejuvenates you a little bit.
I know Wolfpack Nation loves their teams, period. Reynolds Coliseum, legendary building. The renovation there is spectacular.
Beautiful.
But you've now also got new locker rooms. I mean, the facility upgrades have been fantastic.
Have what? I'm sorry?
New locker rooms.
Yes. We very blessed again. The fans not only come to the games, but we had several that stepped up financially to make that locker room possible. And you know, we did some nice stuff as far as water massage tables, sleeping pods, a hair salon chair. I mean, if you look good, you play good, right? So it's fun. Apple computers in every locker. Hopefully they use those things to watch film and maybe a little bit of academics in there as well.
No Netflix at all will be watched on those laptops, that's for sure. But here's the list of things that you guys have in those facilities, and I know that's so important in terms of making your players currently happy and also on the recruiting trail as well. You mentioned all the different pieces you have, the veterans, the new faces. How are you meshing? What are some things you've done to get those relationships to grow at maybe a faster rate as the season approaches?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is having great people. People wonder how you have good chemistry. Well, you put great people in the mix and you're going to have great chemistry. So I just think all the players are right now are, picking each other up, encouraging each other. The veterans are pulling the freshmen along. The freshmen are, bringing that energy that you have. So it's just been fun watching them grow. We just had a trip this past weekend where we went to the mountains, rented a couple of mountain houses, stayed up there for a couple of days, had a scrimmage, things like that. So I think just times like that where kind of get away from basketball, do some other things is always fun too.
Coach, I want to go back to the list of stuff I saw on there. Water massage table. Have we tried that out yet?
I have not.
No.
I've never had a massage pack. So I mean
come on, you got to sample all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're selling the recruits. Look at that.
Sleeping pods,
water massage tables. How are you not taking advantage of that?
Yeah, I know. I'm sure my assistants are. They'll probably, I think, on Mondays we usually have a masseuse come in and give the girls massages, and I think there's been times our assistants have stepped in when need be to fill those roles.
Coach, I got to tell you, that is a missed opportunity. I mean, you got that.
All right, I'll work on it. When I get back, I'll go
know
down
you're
there.
up. Listen, you're uptight. Your Rangers are sitting there on the doorstep.
Yeah.
You got, you lose 4 starters, but you're excited about all this influx of great young talent. Everybody's a little uptight before season. So you need to check out the water massage table. That's right there down your alley.
I wasn't uptight until you started talking about it like
Now he's
that. I
stressed.
was doing pretty good, man.
Now he's stressed.
Yeah, now it's like, holy cow, it's tip-off.
We're coming there for football in 2 weeks when NC State hosts Miami, so I think we might have to stop by the locker rooms. That's just what that sounds like to me.
Come on, we'll
might stop by
give you a
practice.
tour, see practice. That'd be awesome. I'm going to hold you to it now.
Sounds good.
Well, listen, it's not this weekend. It's next week that we're going to be up
there.
Yeah, that's better because I won't be there this weekend.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'm going to be in Dallas, so I'm.
Well, you got to take care of those World Series tickets.
We're recruiting though. It's a big recruiting weekend.
It's a 2-for-1 special.
Yeah, exactly.
You got the best of all worlds.
That's right.
All that stuff.
One of the players you have here today is Sanaya Rivers. She's one of my favorites to watch because of her grit, right? If you just want to see someone work their tail off night in and night out, it's her. We know what she can do defensively, the 6th player of the year, what she can do off the bench. And I also noticed the stat, you guys are 11-0 when she shoots over 50%. So she's a critical piece of your team. How have you challenged her this year to take another step?
Yeah, I just think, again, first of all, confidence. She's worked hard on her 3-point shot, got in the gym a lot on her own and extra time. And that's a part of her game. She's so athletic, can get to the rim. She's got a beautiful pull-up jumper. So hopefully, I've seen great improvement in her range as well. So scoring at all 3 levels will help. And then she just got to have that confidence. She's got to have a mindset that, she is a very special, talented player, and she needs to realize that.
One thing we've talked about in regards to the league, you got 5 teams ranked in the preseason top 20. You guys have always been a staple of that. Do you feel comfortable that, hey, nobody's talking about us and we're just going to go about our business? And, hey, we saw a couple teams last year from this conference that nobody was talking about before the season that, man, made an impact. Do you feel that you've got the capabilities of being that kind of team?
Well, I sure hope so. Let me say I do kind of miss being the center of attention and winning 3 straight ACC titles. That was a good ride, and that's what we're working towards, trying to get back to that level. Last year, like I said, a little up and down. I think we're on the track now. We got some good young players. That's what you got to have. You got to grow and build. I know nowadays this era is with the portal and all, maybe does not support that, but hopefully we can do that. I do think we can maybe sneak up on some people, not seeing us in the top 25, things like that. That's not NC State. So I'm excited about the opportunity to maybe get us back up there in the conversation.
And the quality of the league. I always like talking to coaches, and especially this time of year when everybody's still trying to figure out what they've got, much less anybody else. But it does seem on the surface when you look at the star. I keep going back to the star power in this league.
Yeah.
I've never seen it like this. Quite frankly, women's basketball as a whole has never been in a better spot in terms of just great players all over the place.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that's why you see the TV ratings just skyrocketing, because it is entertaining to watch these great players. But then in the ACC in particular, wow, as a coach, it's a nightmare. Every game you go into, there's so many weapons on the other team that you have to try to, slow down, figure out how to match up with, things like that. So, yeah, it is. 5 teams in the top 25, I think, is too low. We had, I think, 8 teams go to the tournament a year ago, and I think, this conference capable of continuing to be one of the best in the country.
Your coach's nightmares too, your team, when they come in. They say the same thing about you.
I
think they say the same thing about you. Schedule-wise, you guys have UConn coming to Raleigh to your place early in the season.
UConn has to come to Raleigh?
Yeah,
they're coming to Raleigh.
You're not going to go play them in Greensboro or in Winston-Salem?
Can you believe it?
They're actually going to come to Raleigh.
Yes, I know. After 2 trips up there, we met them in the Elite 8. I was trying to tell Gino, this counts as our away game, and now y'all come to us next year. But he didn't fall for that.
No.
But finally, we have that game at home, and it's going to be a great atmosphere. First week of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way to jump into the fire.
What do you want to see early from your team? That'll indicate some things to you in the season. What do you look for?
Urgency.
Yeah.
We got to fly around, and again, going back consistently, night in, night out. We know we got to bring it. I mean, we don't have maybe the star power we've had at all 5 spots, so we got to do it as a team, and just again, every possession on both ends of the floor is so critical.
Looking forward to a paradise trip there to St. Thomas?
Yeah, Virgin Islands. I can't wait. It's going to be a fun trip, and we try to do that every Thanksgiving. Have about 6 days in some place warm and tropical.
Love that.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. Here's what I learned about you in this whole interview. Rangers in 4.
Not going to get that. Not going to get that cocky.
All right, Rangers in 5. All right.
Rangers in whatever.
Period. Right.
Yes,
you don't
exactly.
care. We want to be like McDonald's fries.
Yeah.
Right. Salty and hot.
Yep, love that.
Right. Sense of urgency.
Yep.
Think you could be a really good basketball team that nobody's talking about, which is fine with you. You get a good chance to get out and prove it.
Laying low in the weeds.
Stay low, keep moving. I say it all the time.
That's
Stay low, keep moving.
Yep.
And you got Gino coming to Raleigh.
Yeah.
Man alive.
Yeah, he's already asking about the Angus barn, wanting a go to Angus barn. So
which is not bad, by the way.
Well, hospitality. Hey, before we let you go, how are you feeling about your Cowboys?
Yeah, Cowboys have been kind of that roller coaster, up and down. Got to be a little more consistent. But, hey, we're in a good spot. We've played 4 of our first 6 games on the road, so now let's get back home.
Yeah, get San Francisco off the schedule.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, well, if that doesn't wake you up.
That's right.
I mean, you need something like that.
But like your schedule, you want to go play good people and find out exactly where you are.
The players want to play that.
No doubt.
They want to play that schedule. They want to be challenged. They don't want that, easy game. So it's fun to put them on that stage. That game's on ABC, by the way.
Let's go.
So it's going to be a big night.
All right, we'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right.
Always a pleasure.
All right. Thank y'all. It's fun.
You got it. The one and only Wes Moore.
Thank you. Welcome back out to Charlotte, North Carolina. We got 2 NC State teammates. I say teammates because my girl Sanaya has Madison's back right now before we're coming on, making sure we look good. Sanaya Rivers, Madison Hayes with us now. Guys, great to see you. And I know you're kind of going through the circuit today of everything. Sanaya, for you first, we're 2 weeks away from the season. What's the off season been like for you guys so far as you prepare with a pretty new team?
It's been long, but it's been fun. Off the court, we've been gelling really well. We do a lot together. We make sure that there's no cliques. We all go everywhere together. On the court, excuse me. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. On the court, we're just trying to read each other, make sure we know everybody's playing styles, because knowing each other is going to make it that much easier in the game when those 2 weeks hit.
How about for you, Madison?
I think our chemistry is obviously getting better, like she said. I think having 6 freshmen is a lot. Different personalities, though. having 2 transfers coming in as well. So I think it's going to be really good to see what they do this season.
6 freshmen. Yeah, I know you guys are wrangling those freshmen, trying to make sure they know where to go.
Yeah, kids. You got to take care of the kids.
It's a full-time job.
Take care of the kids.
Full-time job, exactly. Well, I know they're new to this squad, but when you look at last year, and you guys get to the tournament, of course, but stumble in that first round. At NC State, it feels like getting to the tournament, it's not enough. I mean, there's a higher standard at NC State. What did you both learn from last season?
I think just sticking together and having the same goals is this. Like this year, we talked about as a team, like having the same goals and sticking together through wins and losses was a big part of last year. Being inconsistent was like a huge part too last year. So trying to stay consistent and being more focused, winning the games that we need to win.
I'd say the same thing. We were inconsistent last year. We had some injuries, but this year we have a healthy squad. We have a lot more legs. You know, we're a little bit tired in the home stretch last year, but hopefully we just take what we have and we just have some fun with it.
Yeah, with the players that you got coming in, like you said, young team, with you guys' leadership role, are you doing something different that you never done to step out of your comfort zone? I see you smiling at me already to like really lead this team.
Yeah, so I'm usually like a show by example type of player. I usually don't really speak a lot, like unless I gotta get an air one, you'll see me yelling and all that. But now I'm starting into getting like, you know, talking to the freshmen and helping them learn from Coach Moore, because it's better when you hear from your teammates than your coach, you know, when it comes to certain things. So making sure they learn different aspects of the game. And obviously stepping up my offense and helping my team. You know, like girl right here. Okay, let me get some. Okay.
Don't be over there jealous of our chats. Don't be over there.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'd say the same for me. I'm definitely not a vocal person. I lead by example. I've never been an upperclassman before. This is my first time. I'm usually looking to other people to play the leadership role. So with the roles being reversed, I think I'm stepping into the role pretty good. I make sure that I check on the freshmen because I wish someone would have checked on me when I was a freshman. So I try to do the things that I wish I would have had as a freshman just to make sure they're comfortable.
You mentioned being an upperclassman for the first time, but also having a year in this system and with Coach Moore. How is this year different for you?
Oh man, I'm just trying to make a bigger impact than I've already made. I'm really unselfish. This year I feel like I got to step a little more into that scoring role. I get my teammates involved every game. I got my shooter right here. I got my post players to feed. But you know, sometimes I just got to take that pull up, take the extra dribble to the bucket, you know. So hopefully I just tap into that role a little more this year.
And I'm assuming Coach Moore has emphasized that with you, that he wants you to be able to score a little more. Probably you too, Madison, as well. So what role does Coach Moore envision for each of you this year?
For this year, obviously, still doing the lockdown defender, guarding the best player every game, doing the little things, rebounding, talking, communication, obviously stepping into the scoring role. I've been working on my mid-range, finishing, so y'all gonna see a lot of that this year, so yeah.
For me, as a point guard, you can't make that many mistakes. You know, you run the team on the court. For me, I just have to make sure I'm making the best decisions for my team, putting them in the best opportunities to score. And yes, like I said, he gets mad at me for not shooting the ball. Yeah. So I just have to shoot the ball more so I don't get yelled at in that aspect.
So you're playing primarily the one?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Hopefully, our freshman Zoe, you know, she comes in ready. Yeah. But you know, as a freshman, it's a lot coming in as a point guard. So, you know, hopefully she can watch me do it. And even if it's next year, you know, I'll be excited to play wing whenever she comes in.
How has Zoe been? Because she's a massive recruit, big time. What have you seen from her?
She's really talented. And I think she doesn't understand how talented she really is yet. She hasn't even scratched the surface, I feel like. So hopefully, you know, it's like being a freshman, it's like so much information, especially coming from Coach Moore. It can be a lot. But, you know, that's like, as teammates for her, like that's where we step in and be a leader for her, and also, you know, making sure that she stays focused and ready to play.
What's the key to that? Because you mentioned she hasn't scratched the surface, and I know as you get further and further away from your freshman year, and then for all of us when you're out of college, you're like, God, if I would only known this win, if I would have only played like this my freshman year. What do you guys tell her to try to pull that out of her and make her see now that you have some experience?
Man, looking back as a freshman, I don't think I had all the confidence that she has. You know, she came in confident, already scoring, scoring on me, but I had to get her. One time, listen, let me tell you, one time she won that bucket, I sent that thing back, you know what I'm saying? I told her, welcome to college. For real, welcome to college, because, she needs that. I don't want her, first block to be, in the first game, let me do it first so she gets that feel, you know what I mean? But she's confident, she's great. Like Madison said, she hasn't even scratched the surface yet. She has so much potential, and I'm just hoping she brings it out this year. I'm looking for an ACC, freshman of the year from her, or one of our freshmen, so I have all the faith in the world.
Yeah. Welcome to college. I know that sounds like something that happened on 11 basketball. And no, like you said, you guys are really I can see right now how the growth. What did you guys do in the off season to get this way, to prepare yourself to oh my God, I got to really step into the leadership role. I got to start taking shots. You've already knocking them down. Oh, let me get this mid-range. So how did you really prepare yourself to get ready for this?
I think looking back at last year, it was heartbreaking for us because we were a really good team. And I feel like it was just very, like I said, inconsistent. And just looking at us veterans that are coming back this year, I feel like we all have a goal, and we spoke to the freshmen about this is our goal. And we're going to reach this goal one way or another, whether we win or lose, we're going to stick together. And that's all it takes. Just compete and have fun. That was the main thing, having fun.
Definitely having fun. I feel like last year just wasn't as fun. At the beginning of the year, I felt like we were getting some big wins, having fun, playing together. But as it faded, of course injuries came, you can't control that. But with the things you can control your energy. You know what I'm saying? So this year, everybody comes in ready to practice. Everybody's motivating each other, whether we're dancing, just high-fiving each other. We have a lot of good vibes going, so we're hoping that translates this season.
Well, you bring up energy, and I saw, I don't know what, I want to say it was June or July. I saw NC State women's basketball already sold out. Season tickets already sold out. That's incredible. I mean, Reynolds Coliseum is always rocking, and you guys have some big games this year, some big non-conference games. How much does that support mean to y'all?
It means a lot. I feel like it has a really big impact, on our wins. Even my sophomore year when we played Louisville at home, we were down 15, a huge
That game
lead.
was wild.
That game was probably one of the wildest games I've ever been in, and it was just fun just to see it was giving me chills how loud it was in there. So it's great for them to be out there.
Yeah, we love the fans' energy and support. They come with it every game. Even when we went on that little losing stretch, they were still there. They're loyal fans. They're there win or lose, and they come with the energy every night. And we're excited to bring them more wins this year.
I know another thing you guys are probably excited about, because you got Reynolds and it looks nice, and you guys look really nice now. The locker room looks really good. Tell me about when you saw that for the first time.
Man,
it just looks like a totally different locker room. I walked in and I see the sleeping pods over here, and then I got the locker room. My locker got a computer on it. I'm like,
we have made it.
It has a Mac on it right there.
Yeah.
You can do your work. You can lay on the couch.
Times have changed.
It's nice. Look at the
it's exciting.
I saw this video of you guys go through there. I mean, state of the art, just incredible. And I know, look, you guys get to enjoy it, and I know you're super grateful, but is it cool to look back at some of the players that came before you that enabled that locker room? You think of the Raina Perez, the Kayla Jones, Elisa Kune, and all those players.
Yeah, being in a locker room with them with the old locker room, it's definitely different seeing both sides, but we're thankful for the people that helped build this and helped with building this locker room. So
Before we let you guys go, Halloween just around the corner. So we're doing no tricks, just treats. And what I have is a basketball candy bag full of things. You're not going to look at what they say. You're just going to reach in and pull out a candy, each of you, and you are going to do what it says on the candy.
Do what it says.
She said, "Oh God."
No, you coming out to shell this season. Let's go.
One at a time, or
You can pull them out. You can just both pull them out, and then we'll see what they say.
All right, Madison, start.
Ice. Right, so don't say it.
No, you can say it.
Tell us what it says.
Give your best impression of Coach.
Yes. What you got?
Oh,
Okay, I gotta stand up for this.
Okay.
Hold on.
Watch your mic.
I got you.
Okay.
So right there. So he goes like this. He's like, yeah.
He does do that.
He does that all the time.
And then he says some funny saying you've never
something
heard
so
or
Southern.
understood.
Oh yeah. He's He's like, golly. Golly.
She should have had this one.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It was draw your school's mascot on
Oh
a
my
school
gosh.
whiteboard. But yo, I can't
Yes,
do
we
it.
draw.
Y'all wouldn't be
I
able to
think we
figure
should
it out.
try.
You
You
want me
don't
to try?
think?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see your talents.
Y'all not gonna guess this mascot.
Oh, wait, I mean.
Okay.
Well, we kind of know. So I
y'all
think
know?
we can help
Oh, okay.
you. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
It's the one. Look, you already started.
That's the beat.
Ivory said,
can't tell
oh,
what that is.
You are
Okay.
very talented. You got this.
Oh, Ivory's
Y'all,
such
I
a
don't
good
even
hype
know
man.
how to.
Look at it. It's on her shirt.
Yeah, look,
Just
you
look
got
at
the
the
inspiration.
Wolfpack.
God.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Girl,
why am I? I thought it said high school one. Oh, did it say? It said college.
God.
Why did I read high school? I was about to draw an eagle. Okay, let me see.
You got definitely
Did you see?
looking right.
I know.
We definitely
But
would not
yeah,
have
you were
guessed
still
a
hyping her
Wolfpack.
up. You're a good hype man, Ivory.
Ooh, that's too wide.
It's okay, just keep going.
I'm trying.
See, this is funny because Madison does actually draw. It should have been the other way.
Exactly.
It is a
It's
ghost.
okay, though. I want to see how she does.
You could give her some tips, some
Yeah,
pointers.
I got you. And then when you're done, just flip it around so the camera can get a
Yeah.
good
Okay, hold
close-up
on.
shot of it.
You done some shading? You
Oh,
making
you
sure
look
you
good.
got
Great
that?
job. It's coming together.
Stop that. Stop that.
I'm just giving us the
Ivory's like
play-by-play.
holding her breath over there.
Okay, I got it. Almost
Okay.
done.
Yes.
Some teeth.
The big
Some
reveal.
teeth.
Some shading.
Oh, we're doing shading.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, we ready.
Okay.
Let's go.
Give it to this camera.
That's pretty good.
Okay. I think you did.
I told you.
Look at Madison's face. Wait for Madison's face. She is offended.
Honestly,
That's
that
hard.
looks terrifying.
You know what?
Like, that should scare a child.
No, for real. Erase it.
Yeah, that's bad. I'm not gonna lie.
You guys,
You did a
thank
great
you.
job.
That was fun. You did do a great job. Madison, you would have done an even better job, I'm sure. But we appreciate y'all's time. That was a lot of fun, guys. Good luck this season.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Mic check.
All right, awesome.
1, 2.
Do you want us to hold off? You have a rap for us or something? That sounded pretty
I
good.
can if you like.
We'll wrap it
They
up with a
probably
rap.
don't want to.
Okay, so if anyone has a question, please, by all means, raise your hand. After I finish a couple of the questions here, be able to raise your hand. We'll get to the audience before they have to go to the next station. I have the head coach for the NC State Wolfpack, Wes Moore, Sanaya Rivers, and Madison Hayes also joining us on the stage. And just to jump right into things, I mean, from each team that we've talked about, we talk about the ACC and how it prepares you for everything going into even postseason play. But as we reflect on last year's squad and even what you want this team to be going forward, what are some takeaways from last year?
Yeah, last year we were probably a little bit more inconsistent than we're used to. I like rides, but roller coaster is not one of them. So definitely want to find more consistency this year. I like the fact we have some freshmen on this team, so I think it makes everyone have to teach and think a little bit more, including the coach. But just excited about that mix. We got a great core of veterans that give us great leadership, and then we got some fresh faces, new faces to add that energy and enthusiasm. And so far it's been great. I'm excited about it, and hopefully we can, like I said, be a little more consistent, have that urgency, that energy, night in and night out.
Mm-hmm. You did mention the new faces, 8 newcomers on your roster. You have 6 freshmen, and 2. Well, it said it on here, so I was like, wow,
okay,
that's
I got
very
you.
interesting.
I got you. Okay.
But just looking at how you're building on that, but when you have your core, as you mentioned, with Sanaya Rivers, who was coming off of the bench, 6th Woman of the Year, and that's something that NC State has swept in the last 3 seasons. But for you, how you've grown within your role, knowing what you wanted to do. Had a couple of games late in the season, too, where Coach said, I need a little bit of a different look, and being in that starting rotation. How have you grown as a player?
Oh man, I think I'm having to tap into this leadership role. I've never been a leader before. This is my first time being an upperclassman, looking up to other leaders. I think I'm doing a pretty good job though, on and off the court. I make sure that the team bonds off the court so that when we transition on the court, the transition is smooth. I think we're doing a pretty good job gelling, and I think it just helps a lot. So.
I think it's very unique in your case too, being a transfer coming in. But also being on a team where you won the title with South Carolina and knowing what goes in to winning a title. So knowing the expectation at NC State and how you can be a part of that in your new leadership role, what do you think are a few things that you guys have to do to make that jump?
There are a few things that it's a lot that you have to do to win a national championship. But a few things that I would have to point out is communication. We have to make sure that we talk on and off the court. When things don't go our way off the court, we have to make sure we communicate it. Or on the court, we got to make sure we communicate it off the court so that we don't make the same mistakes in the next game. Another thing is just like, I don't know, we have to focus on our defense. Offense, we know that we can score. Everybody on this team adds a piece of versatility, but we just have to bring that same energy on defense every night. So.
I love how we're hearing that consistency.
Yeah.
I like that, Coach. I see what's going on here.
Yeah.
Madison, for you, I know just being one of those players that is really relied on as far as the scoring, but what do you see or foresee yourself being for this team in order to get to the heights that they want for this season?
I think just doing the little things that I usually do, lock down defender, rebounding, doing the little things, and obviously scoring will come. So not really worried about scoring as much, but like obviously scoring is going to come as much as doing every little thing that I have to do.
Going back to just the previous season and how even taking the lessons from that year to this one, because you look at the schedule and you're like 4 wins over net top 25 teams, and that's including Iowa, Notre Dame, Louisville, and North Carolina, obviously in ACC play. These are teams that are veered and also ACC teams. NCAA teams.
Right.
So what is the next step? When you can say, I have a team that knows how to win, but doing it consistently, what is that next step trying to get everyone to gel?
Yeah, again, I'm going into my 35th year as a college head coach. Last year was probably the first year that we were a little up and down, and just not used to that. So, we've got to make sure that, first of all, we just revamped our locker room, our film room, all these things. And the most prominent thing in there is team. We got to realize, I want them to get personal accolades. I want them to be recognized. I want them to have light. Okay, I get it. But at the end of the day, it's a whole lot more fun when you kind of lose yourself in that team, and buy in totally. It's just a whole lot more fun. Everything's better when you win, the food, the travel, everything. So just getting where we realize that that's our priority. And it's tougher nowadays, you got the portal, the NIL, all these things pulling at you from an individual standpoint. And now you got to, try to focus on what's important. And so I think that's the biggest thing, is not caring so much who gets the attention, who gets the credit, and concentrate more on we and us. And that's gonna help us get where we want to get.
Can I transition to a we story that Madison has as far as using some of the NIL money to help and give back to the community as well? I was reading to pay for and give away nearly 250 backpacks to children at the Crips Ramsey Community Center. The heart to have that, just describe why that's important to you.
It was important to me because that's the same summer camp that I used to go to every year back in my hometown, and just giving back to the kids that, their parents can't go to the store and get them something, or everybody's already selling out of backpacks. So having the supplies for them and making sure they have what they need for school, and making sure they understand that school is important. And that was the biggest thing for me, and emphasizing that school is important and basketball comes after,
Thank you. Obviously, it's a great thing to see. And we want to highlight that as much as possible, the things that these amazing athletes are well beyond what they do on the court, but just incredible people as well. So thank you.
Thank you.
Going back to you, Sanaya, I remember during last season, it's like, how's it going? You're like, I'm a little quiet, but I'm going to work it out. For your growth, has there been anyone that you've leaned on or learned from in order to say, I have to come out of my shell a little bit more because it's not innate? Who are some of those people that have helped you in that department?
Definitely my older sister. She played at State some years back. She has her own business. It's called Own Your Energy. So I've been trying to focus more on my mental this year, these past few seasons. If I'm not mentally strong, my game on the court isn't going to be right. So I've been trying to tap into that mental role, making sure I'm not in my head all the time when you know, something doesn't go my way, just next play, having that next play mindset. And I feel like I've been having sessions with her weekly because I'm trying to get this thing going so that I can just, when season comes around, I'm just locked in mentally so that I can do my game.
It's unbelievable to see the jump just from a season ago.
And I've seen a big difference. And she's, you know, as you said, I think part of it is being mentally and physically tough. It's a physical game now, okay? And also it's tough. The teams are so great, the talent's so great, that you've got to be able to get back up. You know, you're going to get knocked down. You're going to have adversity. How do you handle it? And y'all, that's what athletics is about, you know? So when you see what great strides Sanaya's made, and now, you know, in a year or two, she leaves college, she's going to have that same mentality in life. And, you know, it's tough out there, you know, in the real world. That's why I stayed in school for 35 years here, you know, or whatever, how longer than that probably. So, again, it's important that they learn that and then carry that over off the court someday.
I know that you've been in this role for a very long time, Coach, but I know there are
that's
even...
That's a nice way of saying that.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
you look beautiful. When you're looking at even the things that you've learned in the last maybe 2 to 3 years about how to coach the next, you mentioned the different things that are now within this league as far as dealing with NIL or even dealing with the transfer portal. How have you adjusted to even how this game is played now?
I'm trying. It's still not easy, but you know, I just think you got to try to focus more on the coaching aspect, the teaching aspect, I guess I should say. You know, I'm very competitive, and you know, I got a fire in my belly, and along with a lot of other stuff. But you know, I want our players to have that same intensity and everything every day. You know, I have it every day. And again, they help me when I go in the gym for practice. When they have the energy, when they're upbeat, you know, then I feed off of that too. And you know, you just can't waste days now. This is, like I said, a great league, and we got to keep getting better, and hopefully we're our best in March. But definitely, you know, having these players, great, as you mentioned, great players, but also great people, makes it fun. I don't got to go to work. I get to go to work.
That's
so it's nice.
I love it. I love that saying. Looking at, too, the schedule.
Yeah.
Now it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I think you had a little bit to do with that, Coach.
Yeah.
But now, no longer are we seeing the Big Ten ACC Challenge. We have a new challenge in this season with the SEC, two of the most dominant conferences, and we've seen them time in and time out each year in the Elite Eight, Final Fours, and championship teams. So what does that mean to you to have this challenge, but also growing the game and what that looks like?
Yeah, you know, these elite players, they want to play against the best, you know, as often as possible. They want to be on that big stage, you know, our non-conference first week. First of all, we have Charlotte, team right down the road here coming in, and we got to make sure we don't look ahead because I know how great they are and what a great job their staff does. But then you also have UConn that first week on ABC, and so you want to put them on that big stage so they're used to those opportunities. But yeah, I just think our game, you know, when you play those kind of games, you're going to get those great TV opportunities, and that's what grows our game. You know, little girls sitting on the couch at home, and they see great players like this and say, wow, I want to be like them. And so I just think our game is in a special place right now. It's also a great time to be a student athlete, and especially women's basketball. You couldn't ask for, you know, any more than that. It's fun.
I mean, how much fun has the women's game been just to see the numbers from even last year in the Final Four of the NCAA tournament, and then even now how we're kind of like riding that wave? It's because of the talent and what we've seen, so it's a lot that goes into that as well. But I would like to just ask you too, because, you know, I'll ask different coaches, what should the identity be for the team? And they're like, it should be this. But for you guys holding yourself accountable, when people turn on the television and watch you and see you, what would they say that team is all about?
I feel like this year, since, you know, we're unranked, as you saw, having a chip on our shoulder and being tough, that's our biggest thing. And obviously what Coach Moore said earlier, being a team on and off the floor, staying together through wins and losses, which we don't like to lose. But at some point. You know,
It
it'll
might
come.
happen.
It might happen, yes. But just sticking together and knowing that we have one goal, everybody has the same goal, and that's what we want.
I say along the same lines, our toughest competition isn't going to be the team that we're facing that night. It's going to be us. And if we have our mental together, if we put in the work prior to the game, and we are confident, then we'll be fine.
Any questions to the audience? One right here. Quickly, we have one right here. I feel like we need some theme music when we're waiting on this. The mic to be passed. All right.
Yeah, this is for Coach. What's an area of strength that you've seen from your team in practice and something they need to get better at before the first game of the season?
I think, again, I feel like we do have a team. I think they're great at sharing the ball, setting teammates up, just playing together. I think, again, rebounding and defense. Your shooting is going to be up and down, you know, and these two both have worked extremely hard, put extra time in. So I think that's, you know, going to be something that's going to continue to get better. But you're going to have off nights, and defense, rebounding, those things can bail you out on a night where maybe you don't play your best on the offensive end. So hopefully we'll continue to buy into that and get better as we go.
Thanks so much for the question. That will conclude our time on the stage. Ladies, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck this season, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.